What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, one of my mom's biggest issues I feel like with Islam, and my nana too, is they always say to me, "Oh, well, what about in Islamic countries, women have less rights. They have to wear things over their head, walk behind guys." You're saying, and me and my nana actually got into a very big debate about this. I'm like, yeah, it's because so that guys aren't lusting over you. That's why they wear the thing over their head. But I feel like this is a good video of the Muslim lantern to react to with my mom, just to kind of hopefully clear up some of those misconceptions that in Islam women are treated poorly. What do you think?
I would love to hear that. Yes, because I'd love to hear their side of it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's hop into it.
I want to learn because our son has religious education. He learns Christianity, he learns many different religions. I was baptized into Christianity. I have a very open mind. So I want to learn about other cultures, other beliefs, other states. My own belief is something very different from all gods, because whatever that one God is, I believe that there is a power, and so much of this is a hologram of what we have perception of what we believe, and that there is a whole greater thing that has a realm, that your existence isn't what you think it is. His existence, my existence. I create the existence around me from one God. But what is the one God?
But what you're describing is a belief, and it's held in Buddhism. Do you read Buddhism?
Exactly.
So I know, so you're describing a worldview. So that is also a worldview, but I'm looking for the truth.
And
Which
that
one?
is a Buddhist view of what I believe, but I was raised in Christianity, but I have found my own path, and that's why I want to say, what do you bring to this that you can say to me, I have reality over belief?
Yeah, that's the point for me. It's not that I pick and choose what I like. So I've not looked into Buddhism, for example, as the one example, and Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Sikhism. I did not look into those religions to choose what.
I'd say you're almost kind of like the Buddhist belief.
Oh yeah, I would probably say that too, actually.
What even is Buddhism? Because I know Uncle Michael's really into that and stuff, but he's also a really big Democrat. So I almost think of Buddhism as some Democrat hippies. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad stereotype.
A
That's
lot of
almost what
it
I think
is about
it.
meditation as well too.
Meditation, yeah, but is there?
Which you like?
Maybe I have to look into Buddhism, but is there any actual genuine grounds in truth? Any Muslims or any religion? Please let me know in the comments. Is there any grounds to Buddhism? Because it sounds good, but everybody I know that's Buddhist is kind of like a hippie. They're kind of just a democratic hippie. I don't know.
It fits my desires and what I like, and then I follow it. Because it's not about what I like, it's about what is truly from God, right? If God exists and it is the truth, then God sent commands.
But
and
God exists.
Yeah, I believe that.
God.
That's what I believe.
There
I'm saying
is a greater being.
yes,
There is a God that
we agree there. We agree, right? So if there is a creator, one entity that created the world, I'm saying that entity will send a teaching. That teaching cannot be all of those different religions.
Okay, we agree on that.
Yeah, so if, for example, if Islam is true, then nothing else is true. If Christianity is true, then nothing else is true. So the reality is that we need to try to see the reasons, the evidences for why a specific religion is true and another religion is not true. What I say is,
taking the standpoint that if don't you believe that any religion has got its piece of truth, and if you see the all religions together, you can understand.
No, that's a belief that you'll find in certain.
I mean, because there are many different ways in understanding God.
But they're contradictory. They cannot be different views of God.
Well, but there are different paths.
No, they're contradictory.
They're pointing to the same truth.
No, they are contradictory. For example, you cannot say that God is an animal like a cow, and at the same time you say that God is nothing like the creation. These are two contradictory statements. Both of them cannot be reconciled.
But because you're mentioning Hinduism, belief in the cow.
I'm mentioning certain examples in certain religions.
The
cow is a manifestation. It's not really God, but still.
No, it's not God. It's people. So basically, when one of your siblings die or a person die, it gets reincarnated in a cow.
You have a belief about that with moths? You said
Not me, Michael.
huh?
Apparently it's a Hawaiian thing.
Really?
Yeah,
So you
that's what
believe
Michael told us.
that when you see a moth, it could be a loved one or something.
Yes, apparently Hawaiians feel that way. Moths are sacred.
I mean, I love
Hawaii.
everything about Hawaii and Hawaiians, but that's a little far-fetched. Why would it be a moth out of all things?
Good question.
This might be kind of personal, but after your mom died, didn't you see a hummingbird? And that was something that was really meaningful with her.
Yes, my sister and I were both sitting on the. She loved hummingbirds, and we were sitting on our back deck, and it was shortly after, and a hummingbird flew right in front of us and just hovered.
That is pretty insane.
Pretty cool.
And what was her relationship with hummingbirds, like your mom before that?
She just loved them.
She loved hummingbirds, and then when she died, you saw one hover
right in front of us for like a while, like directly in front of us.
Oh my
it was so
God.
cool. Yeah.
That's insane. I wonder, like, how could you, like, that's one of those things that the human mind can't grasp.
I
Like, there's
know.
no amount of, like, science or scientific study that you could do that explains that at all.
No. I mean, is it something you're in your head? You're just pretending. It's something you're feeling like you need at that time. But I don't know. It felt genuine.
Yeah, wow. It's a cool story.
No. It's
So
not. They
there are
don't.
historical reasons.
No. They say something else. There's something called pantheism, which is that everything is God. God is everything. So it includes
This is not
it includes the cow. It includes that's pantheism is a part of Hinduism.
Okay, so
Okay,
I see.
It is. But what I'm saying, the difference is Muslims believe Allah is separate from the world. So these are contradictory beliefs. I cannot believe that God is everything. At the same time, I believe that God is separate from the world. I would highly disagree. Like, I wouldn't say God is under my shoes right now. That's not something that befits the majesty of God. I'm not going to say God is in the toilet, right? For me, God is a holy being. He's not everywhere. God is not in the rapist when he's raping. So God is raping. And the person being raped is God. You see the problems with this concept of saying that everything is God. If I create something...
But then that's an elitist manifestation of what you want the creator of God to be.
It's not about what I want, remember? It's about what God is. For example, look, do you believe God created the universe?
I have to be honest, I don't know.
Okay. Does the universe...
There's a real balance between God and science, so
No, I'm not contradicting the two. Science says the universe has a beginning. So if science
believe
says...
in a God, but I don't know what that all-being is.
Yeah.
Because I also believe that so much of what we perceive to be reality is a manifestation of the belief that we want to create as reality.
Yes, as I said to you, there is a subject.
Do I think
I disagree with that.
You are a physical being?
I am a physical being as reality, though.
I don't know, because
Why am I there?
Because if you think of science as matter, there is movement in water. Water is not a physical entity. But
It is
you
a
are
physical entity.
but
H2O,
it moves
hydrogen
with-
and oxygen.
But it moves with waves and sound and sonic ability that water can move in relation to feeling. And if that can create a different movement,
Okay.
then are we physical beings in the way that we feel it? Maybe not. Are we living in a virtual headset that we are sent here?
Again, do you listen to Sam Harris? Who do you listen to? Sam Harris?
No, I don't.
Who do you listen to?
It's just
No, but these are the Buddhist belief, right?
I know
So
they're
you
Buddhist belief.
yeah, but you are saying them as reality, and you need to establish
But
that
I
they're
don't
true.
see it as reality. It's just a perception of. I don't know, and I wouldn't profess to pretend to know,
But how do you know is the question.
but I don't know,
No.
and that's why I'm learning and
I get
I'm
it.
opening to speak to you.
Absolutely, that's true. But I'm saying to you, there is ways to know. I'm not saying you know or you don't know. I'm saying there is a
You
way.
don't know, and I don't know.
No, but now you're imposing your kind of knowledge
Maybe.
or lack of knowledge upon me, but you don't know me and you don't know what I know, right? Is it possible that I do know what the truth is?
You have the belief you do.
No, not belief. Is it possible that I know what the truth is?
Maybe you do. I'll be open
Okay,
enough to
so
say
so
that.
you wouldn't tell me that?
You're very lucky if you know what the truth is.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that I'm here to share that truth with everyone else. We don't believe that it's something that I should have that no one else should have. That's why Allah teaches us in the
That's why
Quran.
you're sharing. because
Exactly.
you think, okay.
I know.
So I will be open enough to say you know, and
Okay.
I will give you 1 minute
Okay.
to tell me what your empowerment is
Yes.
that you feel you should share with me.
Okay,
My
look.
husband.
Okay, no problem. But I'll say this. I'll try to say this as simple as possible, right? We believe in different prophets and messengers of God in the past. So we believe in Jesus, Moses, Noah, Abraham. We believe in all of those prophets and messengers of God. When you look at the universe, there has to be by necessity something that is powerful, knowledgeable, eternal that brought it into existence. You cannot create the
Yeah, like if you look at a beautiful painting, I keep saying this, right? The ink didn't just fall on the canvas. There had to be somebody that painted that painting, right? There had to be a creator. That's why the argument that a big bang that came from nothing and no external force, which created the beautiful world that we see today with trees, oceans, mountains, people, freaking people that built pyramids, cities, skyscrapers. Like, people really think that just came out of outer space. Like, there has to be a higher power or a god. Like, I saw one comment that's like, your mom is an atheist. You have to first convince her of God before you can convince her of Islam. But I don't think you're an atheist at all.
Oh, no. I'm not an atheist.
No. Do you also agree that when, like, you hear about atheism, it just makes you feel depressed? Just the idea, like you're saying last night, even just saying out loud that there's no God, that just feels wrong to say.
Exactly. Yeah. So that makes me feel, obviously I believe in something.
Right.
And that's why I'm really interested in listening to this, is because I love to hear more about this. I love to learn more about different religions and different cultures and hear what they have to say. And he seems very knowledgeable.
For sure.
The universe without those attributes. So God must exist, the universe must have a starting point, and the creator must possess these attributes by definition. Just like the maker of this table.
Okay.
So I'm saying whoever created the table needed these attributes by necessity, or he would not be able to create the table. When I look at the universe, I apply the same reasoning and rationality. The universe displays these laws, this power, this intelligence, knowledge. So I would apply the same thing to say there has to be something very powerful, very intelligent, beyond our comprehension as human beings, that brought the universe into existence, right? And then he's guided everything within creation. This tree gives me oxygen, takes my carbon dioxide. This ozone sphere is 0.004 carbon dioxide, right? Even the ants, they have colonies and prisons and queen systems, right? And armies, right? So everything is guided, and we would say as human beings we're not the odd one out. And we've seen repeatedly God sends us different people that they all claim the same thing. They claim to be messengers of God, coming to you with a message asking you to worship the Creator, come close to God, and to obey Him, and they tell you the right and wrong in what happens on a day-to-day basis, right? So Islam is that message. When you create something, you give a manual of how to deal with that thing. Quran is the guidance manual for human beings of how they can interact with others, what they need to do and what they need to avoid, etc. Right? And it tells them about themselves and God, so they don't get confused. So when they're reading all of those different concepts that you're quoting from different people, they wouldn't get confused because God has guided them through reading the Quran. You get what I'm trying to say? And then those prophets and messengers bring evidences. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ brought evidences. I believe, or I know Islam is the truth based on evidences, not based on my opinion. Like, for example, 1,400 years ago, Prophet Muhammad spoke about the future that is happening today. Everything he said happened.
So this is a pretty long video. I want to just skip to the part where he starts talking about women's rights, because right now they're kind of just going back and forth about like just the bases.
Should we let him finish this thought and let her reply?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, I was just thinking because, like, for the sake of time, we could just, like, jump right to it.
But he didn't say anything that didn't happen, and he would not know the future 1,400 years before, especially how civilization and society was. When you read the Quran, it talks about life, it talks about mountains, how they have deep roots within the earth, it talks about embryology, how the baby in the womb develops stage by stage. A professor called Keith Moore, who's a Christian, he said this has to be from God because I'm looking now with a microscope, and the Quran is saying exactly what I'm seeing with my eyes. But they didn't have microscopes that time, right? Prophet spoke about how Arabs will build the tallest buildings, and we have the tallest building in the world today, Burj Khalifa. And he said that the earth will puke its treasures, and they were able to do it because the earth puked the treasures, the oil, right? Prophet Muhammad said the nations that will become Muslim, he named them one by one.
I'm going to go on a real tangent only because we have like 1 more minute.
Okay.
And just because I feel I want to have an open mind.
Okay.
And
Yes.
I see my husband and I as equal status.
Yes.
Yeah, we both bring things to the party with 4 children.
Okay.
And we have our own strengths and weaknesses. On a day-to-day basis, sometimes he has to drive the car, sometimes I have to drive the car. Sometimes he has to power me up, sometimes I have to
I
power.
know what they say about women and driving the car.
Okay.
Da-na-na,
Get over that.
Da-na-na.
Okay.
But if we go to Saudi Arabia, I feel personally my human rights are stripped because I can't get in a car.
Can I stop you?
Is that true? In Saudi Arabia, women aren't allowed to drive?
Let's find out.
Base? Just
Or
kidding.
married women or women in general.
Yeah.
So let's find that out.
And why would that be a law? Is it because, like, the whole Andrew Tate thing?
Let's find that out.
There? Where do you get human rights from? Define human rights.
Defining human rights is survival.
Are you quoting what the UN, which a group of Western nations determine what to be moral and immoral?
No, I would define human rights as an access of passage that makes me feel empowered as a person to seek existence in the life that I believe I'm entitled to live.
No, but you were saying in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
you would see that your human rights are stripped away. Can you tell me which
For
article?
example, driving. To get from A to B,
Women drive in Saudi Arabia today.
they do today.
Okay. Do you know how many countries are Muslims? Many, tens of countries. None of the countries was stopping women from driving except Saudi Arabia for a very small period of time, which shows that has nothing to do with the teachings of Islam.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not correlating.
no.
I appreciate
Other
that.
religions,
That's not-
other religions would be. Oh, sorry, other countries would also be doing the same thing if it was an Islamic teaching. So that's a common media mistake they try to use. As I said to you, even that was for a few small period of years, and they stopped it today.
So, and I would.
So what are the
plead
human
real
rights?
I would plead ignorance in this because
Yes.
I don't know this.
Okay.
But for example,
Jazakallah khair.
women wearing a burqa, yeah, that I don't know if that's a teaching of Islam or if that's a definition of like the country and the systemic regulation.
Burqa or hijab, because there's two different
Okay.
things. One is the head covering,
Yeah, hijab.
and one can be the face covering. So the face covering is there's a disagreement whether is obligatory or not. So a lot of women don't have to wear it. They don't have to wear it.
I was told, and I don't know if this is actually true because I have to ask somebody who knows it better than I do, that it's the prevention of the temptation for the male population. That it's the kind of sacred covering that is kept within the household.
No.
Okay, then
So
I've been
the
told
hijab is a command of God, and the women wear it because God commanded them to do it, and they believe in God,
Well, that's,
and they
that's
believe.
inequality.
Sorry?
That, to me, that's inequality.
We are different. We're not equal.
That like men and women are the same.
What do you mean?
Like, do you believe that there's differences between men and women? Like, yeah, maybe
Of
we're
course.
equal, like we're humans, but like they argue, oh, like feminists will say women can do things just as well as men can. Women could climb that mountain just as fast as a man can. When the objective truth is women are better than men at some things, men are better than women at other things.
That's exactly what I agree with.
Yeah.
Yes.
But modern day feminists will say women can do it just as good as men, you know.
Some things they can,
Go
some things they can
boss
do
girl,
better,
like,
and men can do other things better than women. It's just it's facts.
it's facts. Base mom.
Women and men are not equal. Women and men are different. Biologically, psychologically, in every way, shape, or form. We're not saying one is less than the other. We're saying they're different. They're not the same. Yeah. So to ask God to give the same commands to both genders does not make any rational sense. We don't believe in equality, we believe in equity. Equity is justice. If you had 4 children and he had 3, and I gave both of you £300, that's not just. It's equal, but it's not just. When I see you have more children, so I'll give you extra money because you need more money, there is equity, and that's what Islam teaches. So Islam looks at the nature of a woman, and based on her nature, Allah is the most knowing, the most wise. He knows what befits her as commands,
So why do I wear a burqa and you don't?
because I'm not a woman. And what men are attracted to in women is not the same things that women are attracted to men. We are different. So you are assuming that we are attracted to the same things as human beings. We're not. Men and women are very different in their attraction. There's so many studies on that, right? So women can be attracted to certain things. Men are very visual and physical in their attraction. They're very simple, right? Something beautiful, that's it. Story's over.
He's attracted to my brain.
Yes.
I'm attracted to his physical presence.
Okay, I don't want to go personal there, right? But the point I'm trying to make is this. I'll tell you something interesting. Can I tell you something interesting? Very interesting. Look, God created us. God knows our nature. If what you're saying was better, which is what feminism is pushing forward, we don't believe in 50-50 partnership. We don't believe that's possible even. Because every COO is one. Every country president is one. Even every board needs to have an odd number. So you have 3 against 2, for example, when they vote on something. You cannot have 2 people driving one car. If he's going left and you're going right and it's 50-50, the car is going to crash, right? So in reality...
I have to say, you're very intelligent.
No, it's not.
And very articulate.
No, I don't think it's about that, but I think it is a...
given me a lot of thought.
Yeah.
I can't say I naturally.
So I'll leave you with this thing because you need to go. I'll leave you with this thing. Look at reality. If what you're saying, which sounds nice on paper, 50-50, does it work in reality? No.
It does.
Can I tell you why not? No, not with your relationship. Talking on a societal level, right? Do you know
that relationship should be a 50-50 partnership
I'm
agreement?
curious of where he's going with this, actually. So I'd like to hear what he says.
Right, because I believe that like you can't really do that. Like I think as a man, you have to be like providing for the women or for the woman. Not
Like
for the women. We're not having 4 wives here.
Yeah, I know what he's saying about like obviously 2 people can't drive a car or it's going to crash or cry, like he said.
Like the subtitle said.
But I do believe every relationship should be an equal partnership. And I
Equal,
think
though?
that's what she's kind of... No,
Because
but
what if there's a disagreement?
but
Then what
just-
happens? If it's 50-50, then there's not going to be any like vote. Like they say in Parliament, it'll be like an odd number so that you.
yeah,
can
but why does the
overturn
man
something.
automatically get that last say vote?
Because the man's more powerful.
No,
the
no,
man,
no, I don't believe in that.
In a
Sorry.
proper relationship, the man is a breadwinner. The man's the one putting in the work and the hours and taking
But
those
not
hours.
in this day and age.
Well, it should be.
But it's not.
Because feminism ruined it for you guys, though. Like, you would be so much
Regardless.
happier staying at home and just being a housewife than, like, waking up every morning. I know this for a fact. Waking up early every morning to go to your job. So you could thank feminism, because feminism
But
ruined
regardless
it for you.
of that, we are where we are, and women do have to work. So I do believe, there should be no. A man should not have final word.
But-
A woman should not have final word. I think it should be a mutual agreement.
But what about if the man is so high status that the woman doesn't have to work? What if the man is such, like, a successful multi-millionaire?
I
then
think
does it change?
relationships.
Even
It
then.
really
even...
depends on the relationship. Like, if those two agree with that in their relationship, let them agree with that. But if there's two people who don't believe in that, that's another thing altogether. I don't think it should be in stone. I think it should be case by case.
Well, feminism, in my opinion, is brainwashing women. You know how I feel about all that.
The divorce rate in America, over 50%. Do you know that 80% of these divorces are initiated by women? And 90% of those women are university educated. They are initiating the divorce because they lost attraction to the man, that they are quote unquote equal with them or lesser than them, because women have something called hypergamy. Hypergamy, this is all scientific. Hypergamy is that women are attracted to a man that has higher qualities than them in certain aspects. He's taller than them. Clearly, right? So they're attracted to people who are taller than them. They're attracted to people who are smarter than them in certain ways. They're stronger than them physically, right? This is the nature.
This is only a statistics.
It's studies, it's studies.
What I didn't
Yeah,
say
but
is-
science doesn't explain anything. Like, it doesn't have the hegemony of the world.
It's okay, but listen,
There are
listen.
I was
Yes.
previously married
Yes.
to a very controlling, domestically abusive husband.
But that's not what I'm saying. You see, you went to extreme. You went from something. Yeah, you went to the extreme a bit. You went from something which I'm saying stay in the middle. I'm not saying be in this extreme, be aggressive, this and that.
But
And I'm not saying be.
is a good thing for people in that situation.
I don't agree. Do you know what we get from divorce? We get single parent homes. Do you know that most of the criminals in society are from single parent homes? Read a book on that. It's written by Warren Farrell.
So I was married to a man who controlled me, who controlled my children, who was...
I'm not saying don't get divorced. I'm saying divorce is not a good
I
thing.
met the best man that this world created.
Okay.
Has given my children more
Yes.
stability that I could wish for anybody in the world, who is the best person that you could ever find.
I'm happy
And
for you.
For somebody to tell me
Yes.
that divorce is not a good thing, I
No,
could
no,
never agree.
no. Divorce can be a good thing for you subjectively.
For me.
I'm not. This is not personal. I'm making it on a societal level. I'm using the concepts that you're quoting, and I'm looking at them from a societal.
Case study is society.
Sorry?
Case study is society. And we both...
I'm talking about the divorce rate in society. Even here in the UK, it's over 35% according to the last census. This is.
That's a good thing. Maybe it's not a negative.
Do you know that according to studies, women are more depressed than ever? They take more antidepressants than ever. Since
So women are more depressed than ever, just in time for feminism to be the main leading narrative amongst women.
But there's no guarantee that they're linked.
How would they not be, though? Feminism is more prominent nowadays than ever, and you see so many more women are stressed out now because they're given the role of the man. Like, there is gender roles, and now women are being tasked with the role of the man. That's why you see women are being more, like, manly. Like, some women nowadays have more testosterone than guys. Wallahi.
And you don't agree with that.
I don't think women should have more testosterone than guys, no.
What if they're happy to have that, though? What
Well,
if
then
that's what they
could-
want? What if that's the role
we
they
could
want
buy
to
them
be
an
in?
island and send all the freaking high testosterone women over there.
Whatever.
We're-
Let's continue watching, or
we're
we
about
might get
it.
in a fight here.
we might start freaking getting after it.
feminism, look, it's not a good thing because suicide rates have gone through the roof. If it was a good thing, you will find the West as the happiest people in the West. You would not find depressed people in the West. You will not find broken families. You're not going to find crime rate increasing every day, right? the reality is, I'm talking to you on a societal perspective. God sees everything. He doesn't look at just me. The problem with the West today is that people think about themselves only. They don't look at the society. Like, for example, drinking. They think about themselves. But how does drinking affect the society? According to the Metropolitan Police, 60 to 70% of the knife crime happen on Friday and a Saturday night. Drunk driving, domestic abuse in the house, what you were talking about.
On an individual.
I wonder what those rates are in Islam. Like, what is the divorce rate? What is the depression rate in women? Like, because maybe it's just that women in other countries are not allowed to express how they're feeling. So you don't know if they're depressed. You don't know if they want to get divorced.
I don't think they're allowed to get divorced.
Well,
either.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
so that's kind of a skewed. I see what she's saying. It's kind of skewed because just because our rates are higher doesn't mean that people in other countries like Islam are not as depressed or want to get divorced. They're just not allowed to.
True, true.
I would love to hear what other people say about that because I would be curious. But, you know, those are skewed results.
That's a good point.
Rather than a society.
No.
Because I can have an alcoholic drink and I will always compose myself.
No,
I
but
will never not.
what you're missing here is the point I'm making, is that God gives commands not specifically for you or me. God gives commands for everyone. Wouldn't you agree? God has to give a harmony to the society, not just an individual. But even on an individual level, alcohol is not good for you medically.
No, I agree with that.
So yeah, so God, when He prohibits something, He prohibits it for our benefit, right? So when I say to you this idea of relationship, if you see, for example, divorce rate in Egypt is 10%. So 1 of every 10 people. Compare it to here, over 35%. In America, over 50%. Very happy. According to Pew Research Institute, the happiest people are the religious people. So the marriages that last the most, according to research, are the religious families. And the children that are more balanced in the society are religious children, because they're taught values for their young. Their parents are together, they get the love from the mother and they get the discipline from the father. But when you have single parent homes, like Warren Farrell, as I said to you, he has a book on this idea, how most criminals, you can say 90%, are coming from single parent homes. So this divorce can be good in certain situations for some individuals. We're not saying don't divorce. Like Christianity says a woman cannot get divorced, separate from the man. That's not Islam. That's not Islam. Islam allows men and women to separate. But I'm saying on a societal level, a law of divorce is not a good thing, because there are children
Do you
involved.
agree that with that point though, that divorce on average isn't like a good thing?
There are studies that, like he said, you know, children who are in single family homes, there is higher risk of them getting in trouble and going to jail. And
Exactly. That's why.
but there are a lot of very, very good single parents out there and children who come from those homes who are
True.
happy.
But that's why they say when a woman's sleeping like 100 men in one night, that's why they say she has no dad. You know, that's why that's like a common thing that people say when like a guy is like, or when a boy's like stealing a whole bunch, or women's out there like getting passed around. A common thing is they say they have no father. Why is that? You know, it's because on average, you know,
Right.
single parent kids, you know, they crash out a little bit more.
Maybe.
And they're always affected by how parents are separated when they're not with one another, right? So Islam is trying to give you that holistic community.
I really appreciate listening
No problem.
to another point of view.
No problem.
Yeah,
No problem. Give it to you. Give it to
All right, we're gonna end this video here. Well, the video is over, and we're like at 28 minutes. Like, this is pretty
Oh,
long.
well, that's long. But that was
Yeah.
a great video.
That was a great video. Did that change your perspective at all?
A little bit, yeah. I love to learn things that I don't know
Like-
anything about.
Do you now believe that like women have equal rights in Islamic countries, or do you still believe that they have less rights than men?
Well, he didn't really say they have equal rights.
Yeah, but also he said women and men aren't equal in general.
True, but he had some good points. Let's just say that. But she did too.
Yeah, no,
It
it was
was
a
a good
very
video.
good discussion. God bless you guys. Please
Yes.
subscribe. What's a subscriber goal we should shoot for? We're at 21K right now.
30.
Let's go
Let's
for
go
30.
big.
Yeah. All right. God bless you guys. Please like the video, comment what you thought down below, share it, and subscribe for more. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.